All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go ahead and go through the study guide for Unit 8. Part 1, we are going to find the x-intercepts, and to do that, we're going to use our calculator. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the x squared plus 2x minus 8 into our y equals. So let's go ahead and do that. So go to your y equals and type that in. When you're done typing it in, then we want to go to the table. When we go to the table, we want to get it so that the second column looks like you see it. It's symmetric, okay? It's going 0 and then 0 on the bottom, -5, -5, -8, -8, and -9. You want to look for that pattern. Now, it doesn't always have to be the same numbers. You just want to get the pattern so it's repeating. All right, so let's fill in the table. Let's go ahead and graph it. Connect the dots. Now it says find the x-intercepts. Okay, so you can either look at the graph or look at the table. We've got an x-intercept here and an x-intercept here. So we've got -4, 0 and 2, 0. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's do the same thing. Let's type that into our calculator. Okay, let me double check, make sure I did type that in right. -12x plus 32. All right, now we're going to go to the table. And again, we're going to fill in the table on the paper. So we have to scroll to get it so that it is symmetric. I think I'm going to go this way. And I want to get the second column where the top and the bottom match. And I do. I've got a 5 on the top, a 5 on the bottom, and then 0, 0, and so on. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill that into the table. All right, let's graph it. Whoops, wrong direction. Let me start that over again. Connect the dots. All right, now the x-intercepts. It looks like 4 and 8. So, 4, 0, 8, 0. All right, page 1 is done. Let's go to page 2. Now, for 3 and 4, find each of the for each of the factored forms of the quadratic equation, find the x-intercepts as ordered pairs. All right, so remember, these are the factored forms. So the x-intercepts, also known as the solutions, are as follows. Okay, so this one would be x equals, now remember, x plus 6 equals 0. What's going to make that equal 0? That would be a negative 6. So remember, they're opposites. So this x-intercept is negative 6. This one would be positive 9. Okay, number 4, same thing. This one would be positive 7. This one would be negative 14. Now, for number 5, we're going to make a fraction. So the first one would be negative 3 over 2. The number in front of x becomes the denominator. And then this one would be positive 2 over 5. All right, let's go to the next part. Okay, so in the next one, we're going to do the same thing, except this time we're going to be interested in finding the vertex. So the first thing we need to do is type this into our calculator. Okay, let me double check that I typed it in right. Yep. I'm going to go to the table, and again, I'm going to look in the second column, and I'm going to try to get that so that it matches on top and the bottom. There we go. So on top, we've got a 14 in the second column, and then a 14 on the bottom. All right, so it starts at negative 1 in the first column. So let me fill that in. Then we got 14,965. And then 6,914. Now, 2 of them are not going to fit on the graph, so I'm not going to graph those. So I'm going to graph the other ones that fit. Okay, so like 0,9 fits. 1,6. 2,5. 3,6. And 4,9. Connect the dots. Now, what we're interested in this one is the vertex. Remember, the vertex is the turning point. That would be that spot right there. And that's what's in the middle of your table. The 2, 5 is your vertex. Okay, let's do the same thing with the next one. At any point I'm going too fast, obviously pause it. All right, so the next one, let me put that into the calculator. Go to the table, again, get it so that it lines up on the top and bottom. There we go. So the first column starts with negative 6. And then we've got 5, 0, negative 3, negative 4. Okay, let me double check. All right, now I'm going to graph it. And again, all we're looking for is the vertex. The vertex is right here. That's the one in the middle of your table, -3, -4. All right. That's it for page 2. Let's move on. So here we are given an equation and we're supposed to find the vertex. Okay? So in this situation, the vertex would be, okay, -5. It's the opposite, but the y value will stay the same. That y value is an 8. So -5, 8 is your vertex. Okay, the next one, +6, and the y value is -7. And then number 10, same thing. The x value is -12, and the y value is 14. All right, let's move on to the next part. FOIL. So we're going to put the 2 factors on the sides, and we're going to multiply and then come up with our answer. So I'll put that on top and this on the side. All right, multiply. Okay, we're going to write our answer, but there's 2 that we can combine. Don't forget those 2 corners are like terms, so we're going to add those together. So our final answer is okay, next one. And our final answer? Okay, next one. And the fourth one. Okay. Now we're going to factor. And in your folder, you should have a multiplication table if you need it. All right, here we go. Now, factors of 28 that will add up to 11. That would be 7 and 4. So our factors are And our solutions, which we already did earlier, our solutions, our x-intercepts, are the opposites. Make sure you have an equal sign between them. Okay, next one. Now, factors of positive 48 that will add up to negative 14. Okay, that will be negative 6 and negative 8. So our solutions are positive 6, positive 8. Okay, next page. Okay, let's do another one. So this time we've got a negative 14 and we've got a 5 in the middle. So what two numbers will multiply to negative 14 and add to 5? Positive 7 and negative 2. So the solutions are okay. The next one, same thing. So the two numbers that multiply to negative 27 and add to negative 6 is negative 9 and 3. So the solutions are positive 9, negative 3. Okay, now the next two problems you will notice are exactly the same two problems, so we don't have to do them. So some reason I repeated those same two problems. All right, let's go to the quadratic formula. You do not have to have it memorized, but you do need to know how to plug the numbers in and solve. All right, so first thing is you should label your letters. Plug your numbers in. Then type only the inside of the square root into your calculator. Only the inside, do not use the square root yet. So that becomes 9. And then the square root of 9 becomes a 3. Now there's two answers. One answer and then the other answer. So the first answer is a decimal. And the second answer is negative 2. All right, number 22. Plug your numbers in. Again, only type the inside of the square root into your calculator. That's 81. Okay, and 8 square root of 81 is 9. So our two answers are okay. All right, so the next two problems, I'm just going to step through them without talking. All right, here we go. Watch your signs. Notice a negative and a negative make a positive 17. All right, next page. So this is where we're going to type things into the calculator, and we're going to use all those little buttons that I taught you. So the first thing we're going to do is type this in our y equals, and then we should do a zoom 6 just to make sure our screen is back to normal, and then we will sketch the graph. All right, here we go. Okay, zoom 6. All right, I'm going to sketch that. Okay, as long as it's close. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the trace button. Actually, second trace. Sorry about that. Second trace. I'm going to pick number 2. Now, before I do anything, look what popped up on the bottom of the screen. 0, -5. That is your y-intercept. That is your y-intercept. Again, I hit second trace, I picked number 2, and that's the first thing that popped up. Okay, now I'm going to find the x-intercepts. On your calculator, it says left bound. Okay, remember how this works. So I'm going to find the one on the left first. Now, to find that one, I'm going to need to be on the left side of the x-intercept. Okay, that means on this problem, I'm going to be above the x-axis. I'm going to hit enter. Now I'm going to move the spider underneath the x-axis. Now I'm on the right side. I'm going to hit enter twice. Now, if you make a mistake with your left and right, it's just going to give you an error message. Start over. So there's one of my x-intercepts, -2.5. Okay, now I'm going to find the other one. So again, I'm going to start over, second trace, number 2. Now I have to move to the other side. Okay, now on this side, to be on the left side of the x-intercept, I need to be under the x-axis. I'm going to hit enter. Now I'm going to move to the right side, so I'm going to move above, and I'm going to hit enter. Then I'm going to hit enter again. So that one's 0.5. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to do is find the vertex. And this vertex is a minimum. So again, I'm going to do second trace. Minimum. Okay, I need to be on the left side. Enter. Right side. Enter twice. Okay, so -1, -9. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, -8x squared minus 6x plus 9. Okay, graph it. Let's get the sketch. Okay, that one's upside down. Second trace, number 2. Again, it popped up on the y-intercept, 0, 9. Now let's find the x-intercept on the left. So I'm going to go to the left. Now to be on the left, I need to be under the x-axis. To be on the right, I need to be above the x-axis. Again, if you get an error message, just start over and switch. So -1.5. Okay, now let's find the other one. Start over. Okay, let me start that again. Now, move your spider to the other side. Now, to be on the left side on this, you need to be above the x-axis. And then to be on the right, below it. Hit enter twice. 0.75. Okay, and then the vertex here is going to be a maximum. So second trace, number 4, move it to the left side, enter, move it to the right side, enter, enter. So I'm going to round it -3.7 and 10.13. And then that is your vertex. All right, next page.